Final score here tonight on the Xfinity High School Football Game of the Week. Plum 65, Kiski area nothing. And of course, tonight's postgame show brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report. The final word in sports here in the Pittsburgh region, whether you're talking about high school, college, pros, even the little leagues. Got it all covered. Pittsburgh Sports Report. You better believe it. Chris Shovlin, Ellis Cannon, Charlie Batch, all here in the press box tonight. And we've got Coach Matt Morgan on the sidelines with us right now. Matt, you jumped on him early, and it just didn't stop.
Yeah, we pushed them hard at first, and we just kept going. We were breaking a ton of runs, so we weren't stopping.
You know, Coach, first of all, congratulations on the success and the building of this program that you're doing out here at this fine school. But, you know, one thing I mentioned at the beginning was to not only play fast, but to play from the very get and to get a fast start. I know that you were disappointed a couple of weeks ago, the slow start against North Hills.
Yep.
This was a game right here that obviously favored you on paper. What did you do to these kids this week to not allow that to happen again?
We basically preach the same thing every week since first day of camp. We always tell our guys play smart, play fast, and play physical. No matter who we're going against, that's how we got to focus every single week, every single day. And we came out and did that today.
Coach, Charlie Batch here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you talked at halftime about not being in these situations as far as being on the other side.
Yep.
But the mindset that you've been able to instill in this team, talk about a little bit of that development this year.
Oh, it's been great. I mean, these kids really respond to what we do here. We really work them tough in the offseason. We probably have one of the harder off seasons anybody else around, and these kids really responded. That's the whole attitude they brought through this whole season so far. It's been great.
I want to go through some numbers with you other than on the board here and see what jumps out at you. You win 65-0, 356-82 running the ball, which obviously is a building on of last week's nearly 250. You do all this in less than 17:30. You do it in 17:28, 6 for 6 in the red zone, and overall 441 to 115 in yards. And oh, by the way, 0 for 9 third down was Kiski. You happier with the offense, defense, or do you just walk it off the field taking what you got?
I'll take everything. That's a great job of our defense. The offensive line played fantastic tonight. You know, I'm an offensive line guy, and I have a good line coach as well, and we drill those guys like crazy, and they really responded well tonight. And, you know, we got Kevin Brown going early, and, you know, it was great to see him break some long runs.
Your starters, they went out there, they did the job in the first half. Your younger guys, the backups, were they trying to get you to start them in the second half versus allowing the starters to play?
Plum's never been in a situation before. It's crazy. Yeah, we're used to doing this at every Gateway. It's nice to see these guys here to get the opportunity to do that. And we told our starters we're going to have a couple series here in the third quarter. It went really fast. And then I was more excited watching those young guys get after it. They were doing well towards the end there.
One other thing, Coach, and something that doesn't get a lot of attention, particularly in light of the dominance of the game we've outlined, is you had a lot of good hidden yardage, particularly with the return game. Talk a little bit about that, because the field position you benefited from tremendously in the first half.
It was a lot. We were actually filling the punts tonight, and we got, you know, I always preach get the first down with a punt, and we were breaking them off, getting 15, 20 yards on our punt returns, and we only had two kickoff returns the whole game. So, you know, I couldn't be more pleased with how our defense is continuing to play, and, you know, our offensive line, like I said, played well tonight as, you know, to go along with that.
And I want to piggyback off what Ellis just mentioned, hidden stats. One of the hidden factors that I look at is your kickoff. I mean, you're able to pin those guys out of the end zone, starting at the 20-yard line. I mean, when you're playing defense and have to force the offense to go 80 yards, you're pretty tough to defend.
Yeah, we got a big-time kicker. He's going to get a lot of looks. He's only a junior. He puts him in the back of the end zone every single time, and he can boom him field goal wise too. We just have an opportunity to kick one tonight for him.
Now, they had a kicker up here that really helped you out as well, not just in terms of what Pat McAfee did in the NFL and the legacy he left here, but ultimately, of course, he did a little bit to help out in that weight room, and guys like the kicker and others have taken advantage of it. And I know you push that very, very hard.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a blessing to have him involved with our program and be real supportive of us. It's, you know, he's done a great job for us, and the kids really responded to that weight room.
All right, Jacob Chapla is your kicker. Matt Morgan, a big win here tonight. Congratulations on that. Thanks for having us here at Plum.
Hey, thank you guys.
All right, we
I'm
appreciate
sure you
it.
enjoyed that tight booth up there, huh?
Yeah.
We've been in worse.
I'm sure you have.
Actually, it's very comfortable. Thanks for the
All right, guys.
hospitality.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Matt Morgan, the head coach here with the Plum Mustangs. Tremendous outing for his ball club here tonight. They did almost nothing wrong. Everything that they went out there and set out to do, they got accomplished.
Yeah, we did. We just went through the quick numbers there from after the game till now. There's probably even more that show the dominance here. It did look like Kiski was going to get a couple opportunities to score in the second half. Both times they get inside the red zone. Both times they don't score, obviously. They had a turnover in one, and they ran out of downs on the other. Going to Connellsville, that's a big game. That's a big place to play. And my big question to you would be, and we'll talk about this maybe after the play of the game, is how you're able to take a 65-0 game and use to your advantage and not allow it to go the wrong way on you. But I think we have a play of the game as show as well.
The Best of the Batch Foundation play of the game. Let's watch it right now. I got a feeling I think I know who's going to run this football, or will I?
Oh, no.
Maybe not. They're going to go with a reception here. Woo! The over-the-shoulder catch. Ashton Teeter hauling that one in on a perfect strike from Fuhrer, the quarterback. That is our Best of the Batch Foundation play of the game.
And what better way to go over the top? Over the top with the big touchdown pass. I'm loving it.
Straight over the top. You know, Kevin Brown had so many runs in this game. I was expecting to see one of those, but that was a pretty play.
Yes,
Kevin Brown at halftime was 10 for 127. Fellas, he ended up officially 12 for 186, 5 touchdowns. He had one coming in, Charlie. So that's a 15.5-yard average. And to put it in better perspective, in the second half, he only carried the ball twice for nearly 60 yards. So he took advantage of that limited opportunity in the second half and continued to do what he did in the
his
beginning.
first carry in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Put him in the end zone. He knew I may only get a couple more opportunities in this game. He was able to make the most of it with his carries.
All right, he might not have been on the Best of the Batch play of the game, but he is our player of the game, brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report. We have Kevin Brown with us right now. Kevin, describe the kind of night that you had out there. Have you imagined this kind of night in your dreams?
I mean, it's crazy, really. I was saying that on the sideline, and it's just crazy. I got to give thanks to my line, and it was all them, for real. I mean, I would go through the hole. I mean, it was wide open all night, so I just ran and did the rest and got in the end zone, so I just want to say thanks to my line.
I mean, I don't know how the multiplier is, but I think you scored 5 times as many touchdowns as you had coming in. So obviously you did a lot of good things. So, yeah, let's talk about that run game. Last week, 38 carries, 242, 5.5-yard average for the season. Those guys up front obviously went crazy tonight, 356 for you. You obviously take advantage of it.
Yeah.
But what is the difference with that offensive line?
The difference?
Yeah, I mean, just talk about its growth.
I mean, it's crazy because we would be on the opposite end of this last year, and I mean, they gotten better at blocking and stuff, and it's hard to describe. They're way better than last year, so let's just say that.
Kevin, Charlie Batch here. I know you talked about you briefly there how things were different last year. How did you take the approach of coming out, continue to keep your guys fired up at a halftime, knowing that you were up by 50, and then trying to keep the momentum going, knowing that you weren't going to get many opportunities in the second half?
Well, in the locker room, we just kept on telling each other, like, we can't stop. Like, it's 0-0, and it don't change. We got to keep it pushing and going, and it don't stop.
Well, one thing, Kevin, Charlie had mentioned all game long and brought this up that I think you owe those linemen, and you gave them a lot of love when we started talking to you. He thinks you owe them dinner, though.
Yeah.
Dinner? Not about that.
That's out the window.
I got y'all, linemen.
That's out the window. Kevin, congratulations
Thank
on a
you.
great game tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Kevin Brown of the Plum Mustangs here as we wrap up our Pittsburgh Sports Report postgame show. A tremendous outing by these Mustangs tonight. Charlie, final word from you.
Yeah, I want to see them. Congratulations to them tonight. They did everything right. And anytime that you don't have to punt the football, that's typically good. And they were able to do that today. Let's see them build on the momentum, go up to Connellsville next week, and see if they can take it on the road.
Yeah, I mean, they really have to feel good about themselves. The very first game of the year they win at Hempfield, that shocked the world already. They have a couple of close losses by field goals apiece, and then the last couple weeks, they get the win last week against an undefeated Norwin team, do what they had to do here convincingly.
Right.
Now they go against Connellsville on the road. They're both very similar teams in terms of their records, and they're fighting for a playoff spot. So I can't imagine that Matt Morgan, knowing the intensity he has, is going to allow 65-0 to get these kids the wrong way, because they have had some slow starts. Tonight they had a big start, and it just kept
And
going.
what he'll do, he'll calm it down, He'll try to go, yeah, you won, congratulations. But now let's nitpick a little bit on the film studies to don't allow them to get the big hit because they know they have a big, important game coming up.
It's a 45-second session, Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And best wishes to the Kiski Cavaliers in their future as they try to turn that program around. And Dave Hebner, obviously, it was a tough night for them, but we wish them well in the future.
Absolutely. And I think that when I look at this team, they weren't as bad. They're not 65 points bad. And when I look at them, they have talent on that offensive side, on the defense, really on this whole entire team. They just have to put it together and finish. They did some really good things today. They can learn from it.
All right, guys, thank you so much for being here at Plum with us tonight. And again, we want to thank Sarah on the sidelines. For our entire crew here at Xfinity High School Sports, I'm Chris Shovlin with Charlie Batch, Ellis Cannon, Sarah Servetnik, and all of us here at Plum tonight. Mustangs win big. They rule 65-0 over the Kiski area Cavaliers.